What's up guys, I'm your host with a beard and today I'm reviewing the all-new 2023 Range Rover Sport. So sit back, relax and check it out. Alright, the 2023 Range Rover Sport. Very beautiful, very imposing car. We have the trademark headlights. These have been narrowed down quite a bit, which gives this car a more aggressive look. Kind of a person looking angrily with half-closed eyelids. We have the LED daytime running lights and then all the individual LED modules in there which make up for the adaptive lighting of this car. Fully blacked out grille. All the parts have been blacked out. Loving this lip, which gives this car a much more aggressive stance from the side, sticking out a little bit like this. Moving to the side of the car, this car has been equipped with gunmetal, I think, rims, 22 inches, which still look too small for this car. What doesn't look small is this huge brake caliper, painted in red. I'm loving it. Look how aggressive it looks. I'm gonna show you guys from a distance. Really suits this car in all black. Anyways, moving on. We see some fake side vents over here. On the hood, we also see some fake vents here, but they give the car a more aggressive and more bold look. We have the side mirrors with integrated LED turn signals, and of course the hand grips, they pop out of the car, and when you close it, they pop back in. Very big car actually. I have reviewed its bigger brother, the Range Rover. If you guys want to see it, I'll put the link down in the description. Again, we have the red brake calipers in the back right here. Loving this kind of a spoiler thingy up here. And now we are at the back of the Range Rover Sport, which has been completely redesigned. At least the lights, very narrow, very good looking. Look at this triple striping right here, very beautiful. And again, the decal, as in the front, has been fully blacked out. You can also black out these chrome exhaust tips. These aren't really exhaust tips, these are actual exhausts on this car, because when you look in there, look at this. They are actually fully connected and welded to the exhausts, which is amazing. I'm very surprised to see that in this time where everybody's moving away from exhausts. Very big boot, it's high. The entrance is a very wide, so you can put in larger items. And if you need more space, you can simply recline those seats forward like this, and they will reveal a huge loading area. We also have a lowering button and a highering button of this car, you know, when you have to put in or out heavy items, so you can lower it and put it up from the back. Let's check out the luxurious interior of the 2023 Range Rover Sport. Right in front of you, we see a very nice leather wrapped and stitched steering wheel, very beautiful. You have all these buttons right here for your driver assist features and your Bluetooth and everything control. Behind that, we see a very crisp, very clear, full LCD screen, which gives you all the information you can imagine. Let me turn on the car so that you guys can see. There we go. We have the gauge cluster right there and the rev counter. This is for the electric power of the car, and this is the actual rev counter. I will show you guys whilst I'm driving the car. We see a very beautiful, crisp infotainment system right here. So it has digital radio right here. You can connect your phone for your music via Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Here we have the navigation screen. This is my to go to check how responsive the MMI system is, or the screen is. And as you guys can see, it is smartphone responsiveness that you get here. Very responsive. Let's center it back right here. Very crisp, very clear screen as well. And here you have your various apps that you can check. The cameras in this car are next level, as you guys saw in my review of the Land Rover Range Rover as well. You have a fully 3D view of the car. As you guys can see right here, you can look around the car, no problem at all. And I think here they are showing me an SVR. I wish I had that car, but I did not. If you turn on the blinkers of the car right here, you can also see them on the screen. Beautiful side vent design, which all these brands are taken over from Honda, as I mentioned in my previous review of the Honda Civic. Further down, we have a kind of a wireless charging port for your phone right here. It's very narrow actually and tucked away pretty well. Then under there we have your climate control. These are your seat controls. When you press them, you gotta press pretty hard. Then you can see all the functions of the seat right here. You can also control the seats via this button or these buttons right here on the doors, which are better than on the side of the seats. And when you want to go to your climate control itself, you can set the speed of your fans, which are positioned right here. You do have to take your eyes off the road for some time, but it's not too intrusive or too distracting. Further down, we can see the leather wrapped or Alcantara wrapped gear lever right here. Very beautiful. And then we see your various control buttons right here. And I accidentally turned on the radio. I'm sorry for that. This is your start stop button to turn on the car. And this is to pick different settings for the different road conditions of this car. Further down, we see two cup holders right here, which you can also move out of the way, and it reveals a very large actually storage space right here with a USB-C port and a USB port. Let's put this back. You can also fully close this, so you have a nice little trim right here. And then we have the actual middle console space right here, which is also very, very deep and illuminated as well. Also fully leather wrapped and stitched. All right, and now let's see how the 2023 Range Rover Sport drives and behaves on the road. Immediately you feel like you are the king of the road because you are at such an elevated position. You have a clear view over the road, very big windscreen. Side windows are also very large. And rear visibility is also very good because the rear view or the rear window is extremely big, and there is hardly any blind spot to the right there because there is an extra window right there in the corner. Another very neat feature in the Range Rover Sport that I would like to talk about is that if you have a very bad visibility through the rear view mirror because if it's raining or anything like that, you can simply switch this button right here and it turns the rear view mirror into a camera or into a screen because you have two fins on top of the Range Rover and one of them has a little camera in it which films the road behind you. So you can see everything behind you on the road without any obstruction. It works extremely well in bad weather because as you guys can see right now it is raining a lot and visibility is extremely bad. When I switch on this camera, you can see that the camera is recording it in very nice quality and it's recording everything through the rain. I can see everything crisp, clear and very bright. The car is very big. You immediately feel it. You have a boaty, fat feeling while driving this car and it's kind of a bit of a wobbly feeling because of the soft suspension. Driving around town, it can be a little bit cumbersome driving through narrow streets or trying to park this car, but this car has a ingenious 360-degree top-down view camera and a 3D camera as well, so you can look all around the car. I think you have like 10 different views you can choose from. The drive itself, it drives very soft. The suspension soaks up all the bumps as expected from a car of this class. You do hear some wind noise coming through these mirrors on highway speeds. There is no tire noise that I can notice. Very composed drive, very luxurious. These seats are extremely comfortable. They are fully electrical, heated and everything. You can control them electrically through these controls on the doors, which I like better than the controls on the sides of the seats. The steering wheel sits nice and firm in your hands. The Range Rover Sport P440e comes with a 3-liter 6-inline engine paired with a 38 kilowatt-hour battery, which provides about 440 horsepower and 680 newton meters of torque, which is plenty for this 2.6-ton beast. At no point you feel a shortage of power. If you still think this power is not enough, you can switch to the 510e variant, which has 510 horsepower. Very nice and luxurious ride. So this car only consumes about 7.2 liters per 100 kilometer. And when I got the car, it was about 6.6 liters per 100 kilometer, but I've been driving it for a couple of days. I've been flooring it as well some time. And still, this is very economical for this car. 7.2 liters per 100 kilometer, that's about, sedan territory. And especially for a car of this size and this bulk, and it's a 2.6-ton car, I would expect the fuel economy to be about 10 or more than that, which is very good. One gripe I do have about this car is that it does not come with a heads-up display as standard, which is a shame because this is a €100,000 plus car, and I think in cars like this features like a heads-up display and everything should be standard. This Range Rover has a Meridian sound system in it, which is extremely beautiful to listen to if you're a fan of music. So I would suggest getting this sound system if you're optioning out this car. Everything, the styling, the finishing, everything is of the highest quality. You have this nice little cloth trim on the door, which does feel high-end, but this comes as standard in every trim you pick. It doesn't matter if you pick all leather or nothing. This trim is always going to be here because behind that you have the speakers of the Meridian sound system. For the rest, everything is very nicely built. This hand grip right here is really sturdy. The doors are finished in high-quality materials. Everything is just solidly built. The stalks have a nice satisfying thud to it, very firm as well. The steering wheel is extremely luxurious with all the leather stitching, as I mentioned before. It goes without saying that space in the Range Rover Sport is abundant. You have plenty of space for yourself. You can rest your arms with all the ease on the middle console or these extra armrests that come with typical Range Rover seats. Your passengers in the back won't have any issue at all. You can put people 6 foot or over there without issues. The seats on the sides are very comfortable, and also the middle seat is extremely comfortable because there is no or very little tunnel in the back on the floor, so you don't have to rest your feet on either side of the tunnel. You can just rest it on there, and the seats are also very soft, very comfortable, very supporting as well. So I am on the highway right now, and let me floor the throttle to test out the 440 horsepower. And yeah, it's okay, you have plenty of power. It's nothing too exciting, but you do feel that the engine is really powerful paired with the battery. It will be no issue for longer drives with 3 people, 4 people with you and baggages and everything. So is there a difference between the Land Rover Range Rover and the Range Rover Sport? There is. You do feel a significant difference when you're sitting in the interior. I'm not saying this car is less luxurious, I wouldn't say it like that. I would more say that this car is not at the level of luxuriousness as the Range Rover, like the big Range Rover, the Vogue, that are reviewed as well. The Range Rover Vogue is just a tad bit more luxurious, a tad bit more sophisticated, and it's also very roomy. It's more roomy than this car, obviously. Not that there is any shortage of space. You do have the double glove box as well that comes with this car. Door bins that are large enough to put anything you want. Met straks een lekkere gin en vooral een goede